Well, thank you, Dorothea, and a pleasure to be here and glad to give a little perspective from Washington and the United States on international maritime policy and American maritime policy. I don't need to tell this audience that shipping in the United States has dwindled to almost the point of irrelevancy. 99% of the goods coming in and out of the United States are moving on vessels that were not built in the United States, that are not flying the US flag, and do not have American crews. And given the America First policies that now pervade Washington, and we referenced earlier, there is a very aggressive, significant effort underway in Washington to, for the first time in any of our lifetimes, rejuvenate and rebuild the American maritime industry. The impetus is clearly China. The dominance in the shipping market and the shipbuilding sector of China has rattled the United States at the White House and in our Pentagon. And it is viewed as a national security priority now to rebuild the American maritime industrial base. A few statistics. After World War II, there were 2,500 roughly US flag vessels trading the oceans of the world. Today, less than 100. We had over 70 shipyards in the World War II era. We now have 8 that are capable in the United States of building ocean-going vessels. And they're building 4 or 5, maybe a year in US shipyards. By contrast, you look at China, depending upon whose numbers you rely on, the Chinese control somewhere in the neighborhood of 6,000 to 7,000 ships trading across the globe, have over 150 shipyards, and they're producing 1,700 to 1,750 commercial ships a year. Against that backdrop, the Trump administration, together with the United States Congress, has decided that an aggressive approach needs to be taken. No one is thinking that the United States can immediately or quickly match Chinese capacity, but the view is we have to start now and we have to get moving before it gets even worse. So the President Trump, has proposed a very comprehensive program. His goal ultimately is to have 250 ships built in US shipyards in the next 5 years that are operating on the high seas. Some of us might say that's highly unrealistic, but that's the stated goal. The plan is to bring back massive construction subsidies to build ships at a competitive world price in the United States, massive operating subsidies for the US flag ships so that they can compete internationally on a competitive basis. There will be, for the first time in a long time, what we would call commercial cargo preference, where certain cargoes coming in and out of the United States will be reserved for US flag vessels, LNG, crude oil, other commodities, all of which is making its way through our legislative process in the United States. But we would expect in the next 12 to 24 months that we will see a number of these initiatives enacted. And you may ask, well, how is the United States going to pay for all of this? Because this will, what I'm talking about will cost in the hundreds of billions of dollars, which doesn't seem to faze the American president at all. I will say one thing that will not sit well with this audience that he has proposed is fairly stiff fees on non-U.S. built vessels coming into U.S. ports, and to take that revenue to support this maritime initiative. So all of this is going to be unfolding. I'm sure there will be many in this room and across the globe who are not particularly happy with certain aspects of it. And I might add, if you don't like it, now is the time to be talking to your friends in Washington through your embassies and the like, because this is an initiative that this president and this Congress, the Congress of the United States, are very serious about implementing as soon as possible. So yes, that is a report.
Broad overview.
That's a report from Washington, Dorothy.